this video may ruffle a few feathers. I certainly hope not. It's not my intention, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Welcome back to the channel. This is a different video. I want to talk about which YouTube golfers like me and which I think maybe don't like me as much. I get so many questions, mainly about what are they like IRL. So I'm gonna tell you my experience of what every YouTube golfer I've ever met has been like in real life and my relationship with them, my connections with them. I don't know, I just think it's kind of interesting. We're gonna go over and we're gonna build a tier list, and I've never done this before, and we're gonna rank YouTube golfers on a tier list for how much they like me versus how much they maybe don't like me. So I think it's gonna be interesting for you guys. So sit back, relax, let's go over, let's create a single use template. Oh, right here, perfect. Okay, so we got S, we got A, we got B, we got C, we got D. Now, I'm definitely not the most millennial dude or the most Gen Z dude, Gen Z dude ever. I've never used one of these, but I'm pretty sure S is like, they call it the God tier. A is like good, B is like pretty good, and then it just kind of goes like a test. If you get D on a test, not so good. It's still green. Green's a nice color, but you know, it's not great. So we're gonna upload all images here. I've downloaded a ton of images of YouTube golfers. So we're just gonna go through and we're gonna pick them all out. And once I've done that, I'll be back with you. All right, we're back, here we go. So I've added a ton of YouTube golfers on here. Granted, there are definitely gonna be some I'm either forgetting or I left out. I apologize, but these are the ones that popped into my head because these are the ones that I've had some level of a connection with, I have some level of relationship with. And so we're just gonna go through them one by one. I'm gonna tell you about my relationship with each of them, and again, what I think they think of me and our connections. Okay, let's dive right into it. So number one, we're just gonna go in order here. We got Peter Finch. Is this a drag and drop? It's a drag and drop. So Peter Finch and me, listen, we've had a very, very good first year and a half together in our relationship. I've met him IRL once, I think, at the Giga Desert Open. We've chatted online here and there, but when I met him IRL, he could not have been nicer. So he is going right up to God tier. He said things, and again, this isn't just about who S'd my D the most IRL. Don't get me wrong, that helps. It's gonna give you some bonus points. But listen, the reason why I think it's cool when creators are this nice to me is like, and I'm gonna get to Giga in a second, but like when I first started this channel, I literally just came up talking about these guys who have never really been talked about. YouTube Golf before me didn't really have like commentary channels. They didn't really have people talking about YouTube golfers in the way I talk about them and covering YouTube golf the way I do. So, you know, they see this guy coming in, you're talking about me, you're making videos, you're getting all these views just talking about me, putting me in your title thumbnails. Like, I don't know how you feel. Like, yes, it's very normal to do that in like all sports and other aspects, but because I was the first one to kind of come in and do it, I didn't know how a lot of these people were gonna react and think to me. So listen, Peter is one of the ones that came up, said he liked what I do, said he appreciated it. And I mean, that definitely gets you a lot of bonus points, but then also just genuinely being, you know, a good person to me. So Peter Finch, right up there at the top. All right, next, Frankie Borelli. Frankie Borelli is part of Foreplay. Frankie Borelli is one of my OG, and still is one of my favorite, like, I watch people in the space. I did meet him once in real life. He was super, super nice to me. We don't have any personal relationship though, so I'm gonna put him in the A tier because he didn't do anything wrong. We just don't really have a personal relationship, but I definitely don't think he doesn't like me. I don't think he cares about me whatsoever, but not in a negative way. Just like, I don't think he's watching my videos of YouTube golf. A lot of these creators, Peter Finch included, I'll tell you, who I've seen in my comments who I know watch my videos, Frankie is one of them. So that just means, you know, we're not best friends. I think S God tier is like, I would consider them like an actual friend. A is like no beef at all, no problems at all. I think they like me, and then we'll work our way down. All right, next, Matt Fisher. Matt Fisher, straight up to God tier. He is someone I have a real personal relationship with. He is one of the first YouTubers to really like, you know, I guess like kind of accept me. And he actually was kind of doing commentary content, I think probably a little bit before me. Like I only started seeing it during the Giga thing. I guess I could go and look back. Obviously that's not what he does. He's more of like a Rick Shields actual YouTube golfer, but he has a podcast channel. He posts stuff all the time, but him and I chat, go back and forth. I think he's awesome. We have a great relationship, absolutely in God tier. Oh, look at this, our first little controversial guest. Here we go, Mr. Ben Cooper. All right, so I personally have no issue with Ben, and I don't think Ben and I IRL would have any issue at all. But Ben is going straight into the D tier, the bottom tier, the he hates me tier, because he posted a video that he was all upset because I didn't know who he was before the Giga Desert Open. Now, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think he did this for content, in which case, obviously kudos, I'm doing this for content. I think if Ben and I were in the same room together for more than 10 seconds, we'd be completely fine. No problem at all. I don't have a problem with him. But he made a video saying haha to me because I didn't know who he was, and then he won the Good Good Desert Open. I don't get how that's haha to me. You weren't a YouTube golfer. I didn't know who you were because I don't follow short form golf. But for some reason that was a haha to me. So whatever, you're going straight into the D tier. All right, next, Garrett Clark. Now, Garrett Clark, good member. I've had 2 or 3 interactions with him IRL. I think 3, because I've been at 3 good events. We had the initial one in Scottsdale. I went down to Dallas right after I signed with them. It was at a live event. And then we had the Good Desert Open. I'm gonna put Garrett in the A tier because he's been nothing but nice to me in real life. We definitely don't have a personal relationship. We've never really talked online. He's obviously been, he is my, for you guys who follow chess, I'm really into chess right now. He is my Magnus Carlsen. He is the view getter. He is the top like title thumbnail producer. So he gets talked about a lot. And you know, I feel like the people I talk about the most, it's almost like probably toughest for them to like be IRL friends with me, which I totally understand. And you guys gotta understand, I don't care if I'm IRL friends with all the top creators. Like I don't do this to try to get these like I don't need anything from these people. I think that's one of the things I like about doing this from my position is like, I'm not trying to get anything from them. I'm not trying to get collaborative videos. I'm not trying to play against them in matches. Like I like to be friends with people. I'm a friendly guy. I like to have only thing I get from these people, if I am friends with them, is I like to be able to chat with them. Just hop on the phone, talk about YouTube. That's fun for me. And then, you know, they're just nice people IRL, the ones I'm friends with. But I don't need anything from them. And so, you know, I'm not really worried about, you know, if I say I have my own morals and my own set of standards, which if you watch this channel for a while, you know, but I'm not sitting here like stressing if someone's not going to like me because I make a video about them. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they then have no real need to be friends with me in return. So anyways, all that to say, Garrett Clark, A tier. Super nice to me IRL. First time I met him, it was on camera. Again, unbelievably nice, very like, oh, we like what you do, da-da-da-da-da. Obviously, I'm sure I wouldn't be sponsored by Good right now if Garrett didn't like me. So I'm gonna put an A tier. Again, just not in God tier because we're not friends, IRL. Steve! All right, Steve, this is a fun one. I'm gonna put him up in God tier. You know why? Because Steve shocked the heck out of me. Steve, when I first crossed paths with him at the Good Desert Open, or not the Good Desert Open, sorry, the $100,000 pro event, the first one I went to in Scottsdale last year, Steve was the only member of Good I didn't get a single interaction with. So I thought he hated me. I thought he just was like, you know, and I went into that event, I thought they all hated me. So the fact that most of them came up and talked to me and seemed nice, Garrett being one of them, I was stoked. I thought Steve hated me. So I went into the next event, kind of sheepish, whatever. It was Dallas after I signed with them. I went up to him. He literally was the nicest human being on planet Earth. It was the biggest 180 I've in my brain ever. And he didn't do anything to make me think he hated me, other than the fact I just never really got an interaction with him. But he was busy, maybe a little like whatever. You know, they don't need to go out of their way to talk to me. But then when we did actually connect at the Dallas event, he legitimately was over the top nice. Like so genuine, so cool. And like just instantly, the vibe I got was like, I want to be your best friend. So we're not best friends, but I want to be his best friend. So I'm putting him up in the God tier because, I mean, he was just unbelievably nice to me. All right, let's go. Next. Oh, George Bryan. George Bryan, this is a hard one. He's hard not to put into the God tier because he's just such a nice guy and he is in my YouTube comments. Now, I'll get to Wesley in a second. I definitely, I think, have a more personal relationship at the moment with Wesley. So I kind of feel like I put him in the A tier, but Bryan Bros, they're in my comments. They watch a lot of my videos. I know it. I appreciate it. I do love these guys. They're some of my favorite creators on YouTube, so I can't not. I'm putting George Bryan in God tier because, I mean, when I met him IRL, he was super nice to me, of course, as well. He's commented on a bunch of my videos. I like George Bryan. I mean, you can't not. I think even if I thought George Bryan hated me, I'd probably still put him in God tier because he's just that nice. He's just that nice. You can't help himself. All right, Grant Horvath, man, this is just, I promise there will be some more spicy people coming up, but I didn't order this. This is just the order they're coming up in. Grant Horvath, instant God tier. He's like the one that almost shocks me the most because he's the most famous. Like he is the biggest YouTube golfer. He gets the most views out of anyone on this sheet. And he still to this day, because I was kind of like, had a relationship with him a little bit. He was one of the first ones to come on my channel. I think him and Micah were the first 2 people to come on my channel for interviews like a month after I started it. And since then, he's kept in contact. Like we go back and forth. We had a phone call like a week or 2 ago. Like he's a real genuine dude. and I would consider him a friend. So that's really cool. And he doesn't need to be, because he's like so big that like this little guy over here, like talking about YouTube golfers, definitely doesn't need to be friends with. So Grant, I mean, and obviously what you see is what you get. Literally everybody on this list, what you see is what you get. Like, they're all very nice people. Even Ben, like, I know he's down there in the D tier because, you know, he made a beef video about me, and so I gotta make a beef video about him. But I think he's a nice guy. I don't have enough of a personal relationship to know, but everyone else that I do have some level of personal relationship with, shockingly nice people. All right, Robbie Burger. I'm gonna put Robbie Burger in the A tier, kind of similar to Garrett, just because I don't have a ton of a personal relationship with him. He's been nothing but nice to me. I don't think I've actually ever met him in real life, but he's come on my show for an interview. He responds to DMs every once in a while. He's super, super nice. But I think just because I haven't met him IRL, you know, I don't have his phone number. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a little bit of a differentiating factor to get up into this God tier. These are all super nice people who I really like, and I think like me, but, you know, God tier. Oh, this is a fun one. All right, Grace Sheriff. I am proud to say, as a Canadian man, that Grace Sheriff is in my God tier, because we're buddies. We're pals. We're buddies, we're pals. That's pretty cool. That's just, I'm gonna leave it at that. She's awesome. She's really, really nice. And we've had lots of good conversations. Yeah, God tier. Micah Morris, boom, God tier. Okay, I'm telling you, I promise, there's gonna be more that aren't God tier. But I mean, we just keep hitting these home runs with everyone in here. Micah Morris, again, like Grant, one of the first people to come on my channel. He is a super genuine dude, even amongst all the hate. It's so funny because there was such a narrative for so long in my videos in the community that I hated Micah, but it was just because I was like being honest. Like, when he was playing not great golf on YouTube, like especially in tournaments, and people were ragging on him, I covered it because it was a huge story. And you know, when he was getting a ton of hate, I covered it, but it's because it was a big story. But it wasn't me not liking Micah, it's just me reporting on stuff that's happening in YouTube golf, talking about YouTube golf. That's literally my job. And Micah's killing it right now. His videos are doing awesome. He has a lot of people liking him in his comments. He's really, you know, he's on a good stretch. So anyways, all that to say is, despite what everyone thought, this whole time behind the scenes, Micah and I have had a great relationship, like since the very beginning of my channel. Him and Grant are literally the two first people I had like an IRL friendship with. So awesome dude. Dog King, God tier, 100%, Dog King. God tier. He's a super genuine dude. Like, y'all don't understand how nice of a guy he is. He's done such a good job at what he's done online, but he honestly is like a shirt off his back kind of guy. He would go out of his way to like be there for a friend. Like, he's a really genuine good dude. I know it's probably not good for his brand. It'd probably be better for his brand if I put him in the D tier and said he was a big jerk. So yeah, let's do that. Let's help him out. I'm gonna put him in the D tier. I'm gonna say he's a complete jerk. Dog King, you suck. Make a video about it, bro. Come on, what do you want to do? 1v1 me? Put me in your Weasel series? You suck, Dog King. All right, let's go. Trent Ryan, next up. Trent Ryan is the sweetest human being that you could ever encounter, and we haven't really had a personal relationship, so I should put him in the A tier, but he did come on my podcast. But that's still, I mean, Bobby Fairways came on my podcast, and he's in the A tier, but it's Trent Ryan. Trent Ryan is arguably the nicest human being that's ever walked the planet. So Trent Ryan has to go into the God tier, otherwise I wouldn't sleep at night. That's just my personal opinion. Brad Dahlke, I'm gonna put him in the A tier. Again, just really nice guy. We go back and forth online a little bit. I've met him a couple times, once or twice IRL. As nice as they come. Again, we just don't really have much of a personal relationship. That's perfectly fine, but putting him in A tier. Joey Coldcuts, kind of same thing. Joey Coldcuts is close to being in God tier, but because we have an online personal relationship, but you know, not, I wouldn't say like I just think A tier. Like, he's a super nice guy. He's come on my podcast. We go back and forth. We DM enough on Instagram. I'm promoting him. He's going God tier. You know what? I have his phone number. We go back and forth. You know, I don't think like all these people up here for the most part. I think if like we were in the same city, we'd play golf together. I mean, I've been in the same city as Joey Coldcuts a bunch of times and we haven't played golf together, but he's just so famous. Like, he has 400 people wanting to play golf with him. I'm just trying to think of like differentiating factors for my God tier versus my A tier. Joey's floating between the two. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I'm gonna put him in A tier because I put Bob in A tier, and I love Bob to Sports and those guys, but they're like too famous for me. Same with Garrett. They're just too famous for me. And Grant is too famous for me too, but I mean, I've just had a relationship with Grant since day one, but yeah, too famous for me. Ben Haddon. Oh, see, here we go. Here's a spicy one again. I don't really know. Ben's a curious one. I've had interactions with him IRL. I've had conversations with him IRL, but I've also made videos about him, and there's definitely been like a little bit of like, I don't know. I just don't know how he feels about me. He's kind of like Garrett and Good before I met them. Like I thought maybe they hate me, maybe they like me. I don't really know. So I'm gonna put Ben in B tier. I don't have anyone in B tier yet. I think he's a nice human being. I think again, kind of like Ben, if we were in a room together, you know, we'd probably be fine. But I've never really had any interactions with him other than DMs. But he's never made a video calling me out, so he doesn't get all the way down to D tier. He's gonna stay in B tier, which is like, you know, perfectly fine. No problems at all. We're not friends, but you know, I have no problem with you. FP. We're gonna put right in A tier. FP came on my podcast. FP was really, really nice when I met him at the Good $100,000 tournament. Super genuine dude. I like him a lot. So yeah, I think we're gonna put him up there in A tier. No issues with FP at all. Why do I have Micah Morris on here twice? All right, we're gonna ignore that. For some reason I have two images. I think because I used this one in a thumbnail yesterday, so this is the one I downloaded. Do we put Micah Morris in God tier twice? No. All right, Buster Jack. Let's put Buster Jack B tier. We'll put him in B tier. Spread things out a little bit. Again, no issues at all. Very, very nice human beings, but I've only met them once. I've never ever DM'd with them. I've never had them on a podcast or anything for an interview, so I really have zero relationship with them at all. But they're super nice and they're really good guys, and I definitely have no issue with them. So yeah, kind of like Ben. I mean, not kind of like Ben, because Ben, I don't know if he likes me or not. I think these guys do. I don't have any reason to think they don't. But yeah. All right, Rick Shields. Here we go. See, I told you this is getting interesting. So my Instagram bio says Rick Shields. He's brilliant, because when I first started YouTube, Rick Shields talked about me on his podcast like 3 or 4 times. My name was brought up in his podcast with Guy like 3 or 4 times. That has since stopped. I haven't been mentioned on their podcast in a little while. And Rick has commented on a couple of my YouTube videos, seemingly unhappy with content at times. So I don't know what he thinks about me right now. I personally don't really have a problem with Rick. Again, he's too famous for me. I don't think we'd be friends IRL or like play golf together, because he's just too famous. Like, he's too big. So I don't know. I think he deserves to be higher than B tier, because he talked about me on his podcast. He's never come on mine, and we've never done anything IRL. We've never talked to IRL. He did actually send me, or someone recorded a video of him at a live event where he said hi to me. So that was kind of, so we're gonna put him in A tier. I think, again, if we were in a room together, we'd be fine. Maybe we've had like 1 or 2 little tussles. But again, I make videos about these people like 5 times a week for 2 years. Like, there's always going to be some level of like, hey, I didn't like that video. So I don't fault anyone if they get upset about a video, because it's just, you know, they're humans. I'm human. We all make mistakes. It is what it is. Matt Sharf. I'm going to put Matt Sharf in A tier. Matt Sharf and he's come on my podcast. He's the only member, I think, yeah, the only member of Good to come on my channel for an interview. I keep saying my podcast. I don't have a podcast, but it's this channel and it's interviews. But he's come on the channel for an interview. We had a good chat. He's a really, really nice guy. He's a genuine dude. I appreciate the fact he's pretty forward about his faith. I think that's great. Yeah, I like the guy. We have a great relationship. At least, you know, the non off the internet relationship, but on the internet, a great relationship. I met him IRL a couple times. He's fine. Yeah, he goes up there. Luke Kwan. All right. This is another one where I think if I was guessing it, I would say he doesn't love me, maybe. But again, I've just never really had interactions with him to like prove otherwise. So I don't know. I feel like C tier is like, I think they don't like me. B tier is like, they might not like me. And D tier is like, they don't like me. Well, mainly actually the 2 guys in D tier. One of them is, you know, for content, and the other one, Ben, is he made a video about me. So, you know, you go in D tier. B tier or C tier? I don't know. Luke's kind of flown. I'm gonna put Luke in B tier, because whether or not he likes me or not, I think he is a good guy, and you know, I would never ever fault someone for not liking me because of my content. Like, if you don't like me because of my content, that's fine. Like, I don't care. I would never fault anyone for not liking me in general, but like, I think it's so funny when people make assertions of creators when they don't know them IRL. And I'm not saying Luke's doing that to me, but I mean like people in comment sections, you know, everyone hates on Riggs in comment section. Riggs is like the most hated guy in YouTube, or in YouTube golf and internet golf. He's actually a super, super nice guy. People just don't know him IRL. But I also like, whatever, you hate on him because his swing looks bad and everyone thinks he lies about his handicap. So like if Luke or whoever doesn't like my videos, so therefore maybe doesn't like me that much, that's fine. But like, I know likely if we got in a room together, we'd at least be fine. So I don't know what Luke thinks about me. I don't care. I would never be upset. I'm not upset if someone doesn't like my content and therefore maybe like doesn't like me a little bit. But anyway, we're gonna put him in B tier again because I'm not quite sure. Okay, Bubby. Bubby's a tough one because Bubby is like, again, just an absolute gem of a human. I'm gonna put him in God tier, honestly, because he's gone like out of his way to be nice to me, out of his way to be like really genuine and really like, hey dog, really appreciate you being here. Like, you know, times I've gone to their events and whatever. He is like one of the nicest human beings that's ever walked the earth. If you've met him IRL, he is every bit of who he is on camera in real life. So although we definitely don't text, you know, we're not, I don't think we'd play golf together if we were, well, actually maybe. We might. He might be one of the ones. Him and Steve. I feel like maybe. Might play golf together if we were in the same city. Yeah, he's a super nice guy. All right, Wesley Bryan. Fun fact. His name is Donald. I learned this yesterday. Wesley Bryan's first name is Donald. You don't believe me? You want to see this? Look at this. If you just search Wesley Bryan and then you go scroll down and you go to his Wikipedia page, Donald Wesley Bryan, born March 26, 1990. I didn't know that. Donald. I found that out yesterday. So, an ad. I'm gonna take Donald and I'm gonna put him right up into God tier. He might hate me now because maybe he doesn't want people to know his middle name is Donald, but our first name is Donald. But sorry, dude, it's on your Wikipedia page. So I'm putting the Don up there in God tier because the Don is, I mean, he's right there with Grant. He's right there with Micah. He is like one of the internet people who probably wants people to think he doesn't like me because he likes to have a bit of an edge to him, I think. But I mean, he's awesome. He's a great dude. He's very nice. I have a great relationship with him. I like him a lot. I want to go down to Selena and play golf with those guys. Like, they're just awesome. So anyways, all right, Riggs. Riggs, we're going to stick in B tier. Not because I don't think he likes me, but just because I've had one conversation with him IRL. I think no, I'm going to bump him up. I'm going to bump him up to A tier because I definitely don't think he doesn't like me. I just had like very next to nothing IRL relationship or interaction with him. But I also think like Riggs is a really nice guy, gets a ton of hate online. He deserves to be up there. So anyways, all right, here's my tier list. I guess I put nobody in C tier. Again, I'm probably forgetting a lot of people, but these are like a lot of the main ones, we talk about in the content. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on it all in the comments below. Listen, I don't have any actual issue with any of these people. Like if I had a true beef with any of these people, I would absolutely tell you. It'd be really good for content. If one of these people genuinely hated me and said it, it would be good for content because then I could make a video about them saying they hate me and I could be like, you're a dummy, and we could go back and forth and that gets a lot of views. That's good for content. So me sitting here and being honest with you guys and saying I don't have any actual real beef with any of these people, even if, you know, Ben, I think his video was for content. I'm putting Ben down there sort of jokingly. Like I would say if it wasn't for that video, Ben would probably be in B tier just because I think he's a fine dude. I don't have any issues with him, but you know, he made that video about me. So now you're in D tier. He's the closest thing I have. And that's why he's in D tier, because you see how that works. He makes content about me and then I make content about him and then we go back and forth. So that's it. But I don't actually have any true issue with any of these people. And honestly, it's a shocking amount of people that I would say I have like a genuine, real good relationship with. Even a bunch of the people in A tier, I would say I have like a really solid relationship with. And I'm honored, honestly. Like I've said this a million times, like I've come into this space, I'm just like a guy. I'm just a guy. I'm a guy who just started talking about YouTube golf because I like it. You know, I like the game of golf. I've done commentary stuff in the past, and this was just a space where like, I guess I started doing it by accident, and now it's just like my thing in the space, and I'm grateful for it, but I'm even more grateful that these guys appreciate it and that they like it and that they're on board for it. So all the creators watching this, thank you so much. I love you guys. I appreciate you. No matter what tier you're on, I appreciate you. And yeah, that's great. So, well, that's it. That's my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Different one, weird one. Just kind of popped in my brain this morning. I was like, let's do this. So I did it. See you later.